All righty. Welcome in. What's going on, everyone? Yeah. Get wrecked, iPod. Get wrecked. That's what you get. That's what you get, dude. That's what you get. 6-7 jokes in the big 26. Come on, man. What are we thinking here? What are we doing? It's funny. Puck drops in about 10 minutes, so lots of time to get situated here. People will slowly start trickling in. But I hope everyone's having an amazing Friday afternoon. Are we feeling better about the start time being 3 p.m. Eastern today, or do we like the morning start time more? Also, it is Logan Thompson in net today. I didn't think they'd give Binnington 2 starts in a row, but it is Thompson in net. Game 2, here we go. As long as Canada wins, don't care what time the games start. You know what? I feel that. What's going on, Gordon? Good to see you. Exactly. Well, they did in Sochi. I remember the gold medal game started at like 4 or 5 a.m. in 2014. That was fun. Waking up at 4 a.m., cracking a beer, and watching Team Canada play Sweden. Oh, boy. Crazy times. 2014 was a crazy time. I also remember in the game against the United States in 2014, the bars opened at like 9 a.m. And I remember I got off work early. I went to the bar and I watched Canada play the U.S. and I drank way too much beer that day. Hey, what's going on, Sean? How you doing? Who do you think is a better team, Czechia or Switzerland? I think Czechia is on paper, but that doesn't mean that Switzerland's not a good team. Switzerland has some really good National Hockey League talent on it. Timo Meier is someone specifically to keep an eye on. But I do think Czechia, at least on paper, probably has a better team. But Czechia, they beat France today 6-3. France actually had a 3-2 lead at one point, which is like wild to think about. France causing some fits these days. Italy was in that game today too. Against Slovakia. Love the room change. Thank you. Yeah, some of the stuff in the background is a little bit different. Technically, it's the same room. This desk actually hasn't moved basically since I started making content on YouTube, but everything that's behind me does shift around every now and then. So we'll see how the game goes. Elliot Friedman, he tweeted out earlier that Logan Thompson is getting the start today, so someone replied with the Marc-Andre Fleury getting the sword through. Like, what? Why? Fleury's not even on the team. Oh, boy. I love Twitter. No more big boob tube. No, sadly. That is actually, it's on the floor. It's right there. And you can see the cables to my Nintendo 64 hanging out next to it. You can actually see the N64 right there, too. It's still in the room, but I need a better spot for it. Expected Italy and France to get shut out for the most part. I'm actually very impressed with Italy. I thought Italy would score maybe 2 goals the whole tournament, and that's not to like disrespect them or anything. But I'm with you. Yeah, Mochi's in the window. Mochi! She's chirping at birds. She's having a good time. Hold on, can we get a better look? Move this out of the way. Hold on. Let's get a better look at Moch. Mochi! Hi, Moch. How you doing? Hi, Mochi. She's looking. She's like, what the hell is he up to? What is he doing? What is that guy up to? What is he thinking? What is he doing? Why is he talking to me? I'm trying to talk to the birds. Yeah, I guess we can take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as well, just to see what everyone else has been up to in this tournament. You had Finland beat Sweden today 4-1. A little bit surprising. I think Sweden definitely outplayed Finland, but Finland got the goaltending today. So Italy lost 3-2 to Slovakia. The shot count is pretty heavily in favor of Slovakia, but hey, Italy is, man, that's why I love these tournaments. You just never know if a goalie gets hot or who's going to upset who. Why isn't Connor Bedard on the team? I think his injury earlier in the season played a part. But I think because he had such a down year last season that even though he played really well this season, like unless you did what Celebrini did, which was just your top 5 in National Hockey League scoring, like you can't ignore that type of production. I think that's kind of what kept Bedard off the team. But he'll be there in 2030. Bedard's too good to keep off. Work break. What's up, guys? Hey, what's going on, Meatbag? Can't figure out cats. What's going on, Dr. Samich? Good to see you again. Do I think Poulin will make a back for the girls? I don't know. That is a tough situation. She'll probably dress at minimum and try and stick it out. I have no idea how effective she's going to be, though. Yeah, I think because it's a back-to-back, right? There's a science to the odds of an injury increasing substantially if a goaltender plays 2 nights in a row. There's some kind of science or data that backs that up. I don't know where it is. I remember reading about it once. So Binnington will get today off, but he is the starter. He will start on Sunday against France, I'm sure. Because I think Binnington, obviously, his performance yesterday against Czechia was fantastic. Made sure that Canada did not fall behind in that first period when Czechia pressed. And then he made the saves he was supposed to the rest of the game. So, and for a lot of people who criticize Binnington like me, I am a Binnington hater. He played really well. Oh, Canada's wearing their red jerseys with the black maple leaf today. That's fun. Also, I have no idea if anyone's tried this. I just saw this in a store today. The first time I've ever seen this energy drink. It's called Bucked Up. It's not that good. Sorry if you're the CEO of Bucked Up Energy tuning in right now. It's not the best energy drink I've had. How long until the game starts? Pretty soon. Within three or so minutes. 3 to 5 minutes. They just have the panel on right now, chatting. How dare I? My bad, Jordan. Looks so happy with his countrymen in a goal, 23 seconds in. Go, Leon. He's also getting to play with his childhood friend as well, who he grew up with. Tiffles, I forget his first name. His last name's Tiffles. But yeah, that's pretty cool that he gets to play next to, one of his best friends growing up. Connecting on a goal 23 seconds into their game yesterday. I'm happy for Germany. Although I did think Germany would be, Denmark played pretty good against them yesterday. I don't know who all tuned into that game. Denmark was pretty effective on the forecheck and limiting neutral zone transition. I thought Germany was going to be a little bit better, so. Is Marchand playing today? I don't know. I assumed he was going to be playing. But I did see Seth Jarvis on the ice, so that's interesting. I can't give my opinion on how he will do for the rest of the tournament. Well, I think that's I think most people are kind of in the same boat. One good game does not mean anything. He has to follow that up with his next start, which is going to be against France, I'm assuming, on Sunday. But we'll see. McDavid versus Draisaitl in the finals. Could you imagine? What kind of stat is that? James Duthie's like, Canada hasn't given up a goal in their last 4 games dating back to 2014. It's like, okay. What happened in 2014 has nothing to do with 2026. That was 12 years ago. I know the media likes to push different stats and facts and, They're more fun facts than anything, not meant to be taken seriously, but I do think it's interesting that sometimes they push weird weird stats that have no correlation to each other. So Akira Schmid gets the start for Switzerland. Now, in my pregame report, I said Schmid didn't have the best season with Vegas. Well, he's 16-6-6. He has a 2.57 goals against. That's actually not too bad at all. I probably didn't give enough credit to Akira Schmid this morning, so I do apologize for that. Jack Michaels type stat. Yeah, no kidding. We're just missing the random the random chats about movies from the 80s now, and we'll essentially have Jack Michaels on the broadcast. Marchand's out this game. Alrighty. Puck is about to drop. Crowd is chanting like crazy. Looks like Switzerland is well represented in the stands. Is Canada considered a team that like fans don't want to cheer for? Because Czechia was very well represented too against Canada. So I think that's very interesting. Puck is sent into the Canadian zone. Puck has dropped. Marner can't get the puck out. Switzerland in on the forecheck early, but the puck will come up to Devin Taves. He just misses Marner on transition. Puck is going to be battled along the boards in the neutral zone. Nice job by Crosby on the back check, although a bit of a giveaway, but a good poke by Taves to get that puck back out of trouble. It's going to be skated into the zone. 40 seconds behind is crazy. Yeah, that's... Welcome to my world, my friend. Welcome to my world where I don't get the benefit of real time, sadly. Here's a shot by Theodore towards the net. That might have hit the post. Shea Theodore hit the post. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. I don't know. The Canadian bench is saying that puck went in. I couldn't tell. It took a weird bounce. I don't know. Is that goal good? Is that going to count? Canada in on the forecheck. Hagel around the boards. Parayko keeps the play alive. It's going to be battled by Team Canada here. Nathan McKinnon in with Nick Suzuki. Out of the reach of Suzuki. McKinnon has it. Sends it back. Suzuki loses it. And there's a 3-on-1 for Switzerland. Here comes Swiss in the middle. What a save by... Oh, my God. Logan Thompson with a huge save early in this one. Switzerland had a 3-on-1. Nino Niederreiter. I don't know how he didn't bury it. He cut right to the middle all alone. That's crazy. And then, yeah, Shea Theodore's initial chance, it went off the crossbar and down, not in. Switzerland, this is where they're going to burn you. If you give the puck away, they're going to burn you on transition here. And what a save by Logan Thompson. Gets himself into the action early. Holy smokes. Here's Moser, sends the puck wide. Czechia battling for it. Now, my voice is kind of chopped right now, so if I don't do as much commentating, I do apologize. But we're still here. We're live for the vibes. Here's the puck into the middle for Connor McDavid. McDavid, he throws it into the offensive zone. That's going to be held by Schmid with 18:10 to go here in the first period. Binnington's not sick. They just aren't going to start a goalie two days in a row. Just injury risk. So Thompson gets the start today because it's a back-to-back, and then Binnington will be back on Sunday against France, I'm sure. McDavid line being taken off already. They got an offensive zone draw, though. Here's the offensive zone draw. Reinhardt's going to line up for it out there with Bennett and Horvat. Here's Taves. He gives it to Makar. Makar up the middle. Horvat will try and flip the puck in. Doesn't get it in deep, though. Switzerland's defense will... they don't get the clear. Puck will be sent behind the Swiss net. Bennett goes after it. Bennett didn't throw a hit there. I'm surprised. He could have threw a hit, and then Bennett's taken down, but nice job by Horvat to support. Is Canada trying to work the boards here? Here's Makar. He'll play it to Taves. Taves up to Horvat. Horvat trying to throw it into an area. Reinhardt's being checked, and he can't come up with it. Moser plays the puck forward. Canada doing a good job clogging the neutral zone. Here's Mitch Marner now. Back on the ice for his second shift. Dumps it in deep. Roman Josi. He'll flip it off the glass, down the ice, not deep. Canada will recover. Here's Shea Theodore. To Sidney Crosby. Crosby leaves it. Tries to find Marner there, but nice job by Berchi to make sure that puck doesn't get near the front of the net. Puck will come into the neutral zone. Parayko on the back check. Plays it back to Thompson. Here's Parayko now. Up the right wing. Brandon Hagel. He'll flip it in deep and chase after it. Hagel with a lot of speed. Putting some pressure on the Swiss defense. Switzerland, Fiala. Down low. Through the neutral zone once again. And some clutching and grabbing going on here. I'm wondering how much they're going to let go. 2-on-2 with Switzerland. Here's a play in front. Just out of the reach on the back door. Switzerland almost had a glorious opportunity. Here's a chance in the high slot, and that puck goes off the leg and wide. Switzerland with some pressure here. Shot goes off of a leg into the neutral zone, and Suzuki will try and come up with it. Suzuki out there with McKinnon. McKinnon chases after it with his speed. McKinnon centers it out in front, and Hagel just can't quite get a good shot off there. Here's Siegenthaler. He'll dump it in deep. Niederreiter can't come up with it. Devon Taves, who feels like he's been on the ice the entire first 4 minutes of this game, back out there. McDavid to Celebrini. Celebrini changes up here. Plays it to Wilson. Top of the left circle to Taves. Back to Wilson. Back to Taves. Taves with a little wrister looking for a tip in front. Here's Celebrini behind the Swiss net. McDavid will come in support. Plays it back to the point to Makar. Makar towards the goal, and that's tipped by Wilson. And we saw a goal similar where Makar threw it on net yesterday, and Celebrini tipped it in front. Could be a mandate by the coach. Here's McDavid walks out in front. He can't get a shot off. Nice job by Devon Taves on the forecheck. Applying pressure, not allowing Switzerland a clean exit, and that's going to be offside by Canada. I'm sure lots of people are on their lunch break or at school right now. You bet €1,000 on Canada. You bet €1,000? What is the payout? Like 1,005? I feel like the odds are heavily in Canada's favor that payout's not going to be very much. Canada will send the puck in deep. 1,230. Okay, interesting. Here's Bennett now. He tries to play it into the middle. Canada keeps the play alive. Reinhart trying to cycle it down low to Seth Jarvis, who's getting his first shift. In for Brad Marchand today. Not sure I don't think it's injury related for Marchand. I think they're probably just keeping Jarvis's legs fresh, and I don't blame them. I like that everyone's kind of getting a look right now. Josh Morrissey, by the way, is not in the lineup for Canada, the defense. So Josh Morrissey was injured against Czechia. Here's Kukan. He'll play it in deep. Switzerland in on the forecheck. Play to the point. Here's Kukan. He can't get a shot off. Sam Bennett trying to skate forward. He's taken down, and there's going to be a penalty on Switzerland. Sam Bennett. There's a lot of whistling going on in the stands. The crowd is not happy about that one. The crowd is not happy about that, but Kukan takes the penalty for Switzerland. If he didn't, Bennett would have had a breakaway. So if there's good penalties and bad penalties, that's probably a good penalty to take if you're Kukan. And he did take Bennett down. Celebratory donaire if Canada wins. Oh yeah, I didn't get a donaire yesterday. I agree. I'll have to get a donaire at some point if Canada wins. All right. Canada with the early power play, and they've got their lethal combination of Makar, McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid, and Reinhart. Here's Nathan McKinnon now. He'll play it across to Makar. Here's a shot by McKinnon. Goes wide of the goal. Puck will come to Sam Reinhart. Here's Cale Makar now. Makar to McKinnon. McKinnon looking across. Connor McDavid holds it, shoots, and scores! Connor McDavid picks up where he left off against Czechia, where he had 3 assists, and now he gets his first goal of the tournament. Connor McDavid on the power play, and I don't know how you're supposed to defend that. Yesterday, McDavid connected with McKinnon. Today, it's McKinnon connecting with Connor McDavid with the cross-ice pass. Reinhart kept the play alive. Makar, he gave it to McKinnon, and McKinnon was looking across the ice the whole way, and Siegenthaler just completely lost where McDavid was there. Completely lost his assignment. Connor McDavid did a good job off the glove and in, it looks like, inside of the pad. And Connor McDavid makes it 1-0. He is fired right up, folks, and I don't blame him. He's wanted best on best at the Olympics since he entered the National Hockey League, and he's finally getting it, and he is making the most of this moment so far. 3 assists yesterday for McDavid, 1 goal already today, and now Canada back in on the forecheck, can't come up with it, and here come the Swiss. Here's Fiala. Fiala takes a hard hit. Puck comes to the point. Shot in front. Deflected just wide. Crosby can't come up with a puck. He's hit hard. A nice job by Switzerland keeping this cycle going. Switzerland has something going here. And, oh, what a play by Marner. He plays it up to Crosby. Crosby on a breakaway. Backhand. Oh, what a save by Schmid. Wow, are you kidding me? Did you see that? That looked like Dominik Hasek, the Scorpion leg kick. An Andre Vasilevsky-esque save on Sidney Crosby. That's unbelievable. Could have easily been 2-0 Canada. What a save by Akira Schmid. McDavid's back out there with Celebrini now. Celebrini will skate it up. That looked offside to me. If they score here, I would challenge. Puck into the neutral zone now. Switzerland just trying to get reorganized. Who needs Draisaitl? I mean... Fair. Puck is played forward. Here's Celebrini now. Celebrini into the middle. That's going to be offside with 12:49 to go. And we're going to have our first commercial break with Team Canada up 1-0. We'll end that poll. 61% of you said Connor McDavid would score the first goal for Canada. And he absolutely did score the first goal for Canada. Those of you who said Brad Marchand, well, I didn't realize he wasn't in the lineup. So 7% of you said Marchand. And that's on you. McDaddy doing what he does best. What's going on, homie Lander? Got my Team Canada Connor McDavid jersey on. Let's go. Love to hear that, Liam. So a great start for Canada. They connect on the power play once again. Makar with his second assist of the tournament. McKinnon gets his first assist of the tournament. Watching before my midterms in 20 minutes. Hey, good luck with the midterms, my friend. I know some people get stressed for midterms. Hopefully there's not too much stress going on. I believe in you. You're going to do just fine. Everyone's a McDavid merchant. Love to see Connor getting the first goal. Much deserved. I agree. McDavid hat trick? Oh, you never know. I'm not worried, Austin. I know Marchand will get one today. What does he know? What does he know? What's going on, Cam? How are you? But yeah, Sidney Crosby, he had a breakaway. Nice defensive play by Marner, and he gets that puck up. Crosby with the breakaway, and what a save by Schmid. He kicks that leg up at the last second. Don't forget to peek on your neighbor if you don't know your answers on your midterm. Yeah, exactly. Although if it's a college midterm, you are not within 6 feet of your classmate. And there are like barriers to prevent people from seeing anything. Or it's just on a computer. I don't know what midterms are like these days for kids. They might be different than when I used to take them. What's going on, Surf? As both an Oilers fan and a Team Canada fan, makes me happy. Let's go. Here's Nathan McKinnon. He sends the puck across the ice, and that's an unforced icing by Nathan McKinnon. Going to need him to make a better puck decision next time, but that's okay. They don't, man, see, and it's funny because I used to be really bad at multiple choice. For some reason, multiple choice questions used to confuse me. But if it was written, I'm like in high school, for example, my written response in like English and social studies was like 95% minimum every time. But my multiple choice responses was always like 50, 60%. Are there shootouts? There are. Yes, there are shootouts in the Olympics. Didn't take long. No, it did not. Watching from the UK is they're not showing it on TV. What? That's ridiculous. I would petition the UK government. Be like, what are we doing? What are we thinking? Why are we not playing this game right now? Here's a wraparound attempt. Good save by Thompson as he holds on to his post. Doesn't give that inside edge. Centering attempt once again by Switzerland. And this McKinnon line looking a little shaky here to start. Switzerland's had their best chances when the McKinnon and Suzuki line is out there. Here's Fiala. He'll play it back into the middle. Nice job by Suzuki. Good defensive play. He'll give that puck to Doughty across to Thomas Harley. Harley up the left wing. Nathan McKinnon enters the Swiss zone. Trying to set. Oh, man. Bennett, he lays a hard hit. I don't know if that was intentional or if they ran into each other, but the Swiss player went down pretty hard. Although it's Sam Bennett, so it probably was intentional. Ooh, play basketball playoffs. That's fun. Here's a puck up the middle of the ice. Bounces on Schmid. He'll play it behind his net. Hard around. Not out, though. Canada will keep the puck alive. Good pressure by the Canadians. Bo Horvat sends it in down low. Reinhart chases after it. Bennett supports as well. I like Canada's aggression here. I like the way they forecheck. They always have layers, which is nice to see. Here's Fora for Switzerland. Puck will be played through the neutral zone with a high flip into the Canadian end. Devon Taves chases after it. Puck in his feet. He's going up against Kurashev, and the puck will come free. Here's Mitch Marner now. Mitch Marner gives it to Sidney Crosby. Crosby, centering attempt. Puck into the middle, and it was blocked by Siegenthaler, and Switzerland will bring it out. Another flip into the Canadian zone. Lots of dumping and chasing for Switzerland here. Wonder if this is an intentional game plan, if they maybe scouted something. But Switzerland again on the forecheck. Puck into the middle. Here's Suter with a shot. That goes off of his stick and out of play with 10:22 to go. So yeah, Switzerland, they've had a couple chances on the rush, but it seems like when they hit that red line, they are dumping and then trying to use their speed to get in on the defense of Team Canada. Again, I feel like that is an intentional game plan. And with some of the Canadian defenders too, like, Drew Doughty's a little older, not quite as good on his feet as he used to be. So maybe that's a good game plan. 10:22 to go here. Defensive zone faceoff. Nathan McKinnon will take it for Canada. Puck comes around the corner. Picked up by Switzerland, though. Shot towards the goal. That goes off of a leg in front, and McKinnon tripped up a Swiss player, and the crowd wanted a call. They're not going to get it, and the whistling comes out once again. Here's Brandon Hagel now. He gets the puck into the corner. Forechecking with McKinnon. McKinnon trying to center it. Gives it to Parayko. Left circle. Down low to McKinnon. Into the middle. Here's a shot by Suzuki, and that goes high and over the net. Schmid might have gotten a piece of it. Here's Suzuki again towards the goal. Another save. Brandon Hagel across. Finds Parayko. Puck in his feet. Down low to McKinnon, and he'll cycle it around. Brandon Hagel gives it to Suzuki at the point. Shea Theodore to Parayko. Parayko protects. Nathan McKinnon can't corral that puck. It'll be played up the middle. And Canada and Switzerland will make a change. The McDavid line back out for Canada. Switzerland gets the puck in deep. Puck will come to McDavid. McDavid with speed. He'll give that puck to Wilson. To McDavid. McDavid, here's Harley with a shot, and he scores! Thomas Harley makes it 2-0 Canada, and Connor McDavid with another point. That is 5 points for Connor McDavid in this tournament now. 2 already in this game. Connor McDavid just is finding everyone in open areas, and Thomas Harley, he jumps up in the rush, and there were no Swiss defenders anywhere. I don't know what happened here. Quite the defensive breakdown. Wilson gave it to McDavid, and then he finds Harley right in the middle of the ice, walks in and beats Akira Schmid through the 5-hole. Nice shot by Harley. He picks his spot, which is just through the legs. Close those legs, Schmid. 9:04 to play. Connor McDavid with 2 points in the first 10 minutes of this hockey game. Off the face-off, and we have a penalty coming up here. That's going to be to Bo Horvat. Not sure what he was thinking. If it drew blood, that's not going to be a good thing. Let's see what happens here. Is this going to be is this going to be a 2 or 4 minute power play for Bo Horvat? The ref's telling him I'm not bleeding, or he's not bleeding. The ref's telling Suter to get out of his face. He's like, leave me alone. Get out of here. So Bo Horvat is going to the box. Switzerland will have a power play when we come back from the commercial break. How are we feeling so far? Strong and free. I like it. This is very refreshing after the season of watching the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah, you know what? I feel that. I am much more preferring this hockey over Edmonton right now. In fact, the Olympics can last as long as possible for all I care. Who does Canada play next game? They play France on Sunday. That game is at... What time is that game at? 8:30 in the morning. Oh, my goodness gracious. 8:30 Mountain. So 10:30 a.m. on Sunday. That'll be fun, though. They'll get the job done nice and early, and then we'll have all of Sunday to just relax. Rest of the Oilers better be taking notes. Chris Knobloch better be taking notes. Did you notice that Connor McDavid only played 18 minutes the other night? Yesterday? Maybe don't play Connor McDavid for 30 minutes a night and good things can happen. Very refreshed with the Olympics. It's just a good it's a good it's a good change of pace from Oilers hockey these days. Oh, I know, CNG. I don't want to think about that. I'm going to enjoy every moment with Team Canada as long as possible. .902 to play here in the first period. I agree, iPod. Defensive zone draw, obviously. Suzuki's going to take the face-off against Hischier, who's out there with Yossi and Niederreiter. Here's Yossi off of a leg, and that'll be sent down into the Swiss zone. Schmidt is going to leave that for Yossi. Hey, what's going on, Bankton? How you doing? Here's Yossi, drops it back through the middle. Niederreiter to Fiala. Fiala can't come up with it, though, and that puck will be sent out of the Canadian zone. 1:37 left on the power play for Switzerland. Here's Cale Makar now. He'll send the puck around. Here's Mark Stone. All the way down the ice. Haven't seen much Mark Stone in this game so far, but he's out there on the penalty kill. And Team Canada so far a very efficient first 40 seconds of the kill here. Here comes Switzerland now. Fiala across to Niederreiter. Down low to Fiala. Fiala trying to send it around the boards. Here's Yossi. Meyer across the ice. Here's a shot by Yossi, and that goes off of a leg and wide of the net. And Canada, once again, efficient on the kill, not giving up a whole lot of space, and they're going to send it all the way down. Switzerland skates it in, just out of the reach of the forward. I don't know who that was. Kukan to Andrighetto. Centering pass in front, and good defensive play by Cale Makar to take away that shot on the back door. That would have been a tap-in if Makar was not in position there. Here's a shot from the point. Oh, that puck is bouncing around, and it's in the net. Switzerland is on the board, and a bad penalty by Bo Horvat. A power play goal for Team Switzerland with 7:18 to go here. It is a 2-1 game, but if you're Canada, just get back on the attack. Don't let that rattle you. That initial shot, it looked like it went off the crossbar, and then it bounced into the blue paint, and Makar could not clear the blue paint here. The initial shot, well, it was saved at first, and then it came to, is that Pius Suter? Who put that in? Yeah, off the bar. Yeah, it was Pius Suter. Cale Makar couldn't tie up his stick enough. Cale Makar on the penalty kill. Maybe Bouchard on the kill would have been better there. What do y'all think? I'm rage baiting, by the way. Don't answer that question. Here's McDavid. He's knocked off the puck. Puck will be sent all the way around. I like that the Team Canada is going with the McDavid line. Oh, nice hit by Connor McDavid. He just leveled that defenseman for Switzerland, and he's a little slow getting up. What a hit, man. Connor McDavid's been kind of mean this tournament so far. He's been physical. Here's Tom Wilson. Oh, bad giveaway by Wilson. Here's Fiala with a shot. Good save by Logan Thompson. And if you're Tom Wilson, you cannot be just throwing the puck in the middle of the ice like that. That was a dangerous play, and Fiala almost made him pay. What a hit by McDavid. Wow. Boom. Shoulder to chest. Yeah, that's a clean hit by McDavid. Glauscher is taking a breath here. Maybe just had the wind knocked out of him. And Nurse would be better. Now, I remember McDavid, like, his physicality in the playoffs is ratcheted up too. Like, he's had his moments, but it doesn't seem like he plays like this, right? Or am I off base thinking that? I mean, I like angry McDavid. I like physical McDavid. That's fun. Puck is sent down into the Swiss zone. Hit in front here. Here is Shea Theodore. Theodore across the ice to Parayko. And the puck will be sent all the way down the ice, and that's going to be icing on Switzerland. 6:04 to go here in the first period. This team needs Josh Brown. Oh, no. Honestly, that's fair. Yeah, McDavid, he's relied on a lot more in the playoffs for other aspects other than physicality. I think that's why Zach Hyman was so physical in last season's playoffs before he got hurt. Nurse. Oh, no. McDavid channeling his inner Tom Wilson. Yeah, so far. Maybe Tom Wilson was giving him some hitting pointers. Oh, and Nico Hischier is being warned here. Crosby wins the faceoff. Makar with the shot, and that's an easy save by Schmid. Yeah, it's crazy what Zach Hyman was doing, man. Like, just completely unsustainable for a full season. But if we get that Hyman again and he's able to stay healthy. Did I end up having a donaire yesterday? Sadly, I did not. I wanted to. I honestly forgot. Once I ended the stream, I recorded the post game, and then I never got around to it. Crosby wins the faceoff. Canada trying to bounce back here after Switzerland down 2-0. Made it a 1-goal game on the power play. And there wasn't really much oh, what a giveaway in front. It's in the blue paint. Couple whacks by Niederreiter. And that puck was a little bit misplayed behind the Canadian goal. Mark Stone coming in, having a conversation. Devon Taves. Bit of a misplay there, and Switzerland almost capitalized. This is why I'm saying you got to be on top of your game at all times. It doesn't matter who your opponent is. They will make you pay. These are good players. These are the world's best for a reason. Canada's got to get back on top of their game here. Sorry, I'm trying to understand what you were saying about Draisaitl. What happened 12 years ago? I know in the World Juniors he had like 50 penalty minutes or something. I don't remember what that was for, though. I'm taking a flight from Barcelona tomorrow to be in Milan for the weekend, watch Canada and France game. I'm so excited. That's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I'm so happy for you. That is super exciting. Had a donaire wrap on your birthday. It was delicious, man. Again, we're talking about donaires, and now I just really want a donaire. I'm going to have to get a donaire today. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I did have a donaire a couple weeks ago. I think that's why I haven't been like, oh, I have to get a donaire. I do try and make a lot of home-cooked meals. Oh, I'm sure you'll get more points, Liam. Keep working at it, practicing your shots, get into those open lanes, protect the ball when you have it, drive the blue paint, right? Drive the basket, force them to take fouls on you. Canadian Brewhouse is not good, man. Like, I don't like any of the food at Canadian Brewhouse, if I'm going to be honest with you. Stoked to have all these Austin Hockey Lives. Let's go. And hopefully the live streams will be more consistent after the Olympics. I had some life changes over the past couple months that have kind of prevented me from streaming as much as I want to. But we're feeling pretty good these days, so we'll keep at it. I'm glad that you're enjoying them. Oh, craft dinner. I mean, hey, get your carbs in, right? Got a carb load before all that cardio. Off the face-off, puck into the neutral zone, and it's going to be sent down the ice. That's going to be icing on Team Canada. Shots are 10-7 for Canada here, and the pace is really grinded to a halt since... oh, look at Binnington. He's not even dressed today. He's up in the stands with Marchand there. The pace of this game is halted since Switzerland made it a one-goal game. So if Canada could find... I talked about it in my pregame. If Switzerland got out of the first period, potentially tied, like that's a huge win for them, and they'll be feeling good as this game goes on. Good, easy save for Thompson. Their 8th shot on net for Switzerland. Easy save, though. Best deep dish pizza recommendation in Edmonton. Oh, I have no idea. I'm pretty basic when it comes to my pizza. I like Panago. It's not a deep dish place, though. Here's Switzerland off the face-off, working the puck in the middle. Roman Josi spins away from a check towards the goal, goes wide. Harley can't come up with it against Niederreiter, holds him up against the glass. McKinnon walks in, trying to support his defenseman. Here's a play. Oh, man, that would have been an open chance once again for Switzerland, but the puck bounced over the player's stick just out of the reach of Moser. And here's Celebrini now trying to play it to McKinnon, and that was out of his reach. And here's a shot towards the goal. That goes wide. Switzerland in on the forecheck. Canada's got to get going here. Here's Tom Wilson. He reverses to Doughty, to Harley. He'll give that puck to Doughty now. McDavid line out there for Canada. Puck deflected in deep by Wilson. McDavid trying to center it out in front. Good shot by Wilson and an easy save for Schmid. Schmid does a good job protecting the short side there. Wilson sends the puck into the Swiss zone, but that's going to be offside. Puck off of a leg, it looked like. 4:33 to go. He's just not dressed today. I think they wanted to get Seth Jarvis in. Maybe they thought Marchand played poorly in against Czechia, which I don't think happened. I thought Marchand played pretty good. I think they're just getting everyone to look in the preliminary round, and then they'll determine what the lineup will look like in the elimination and medal rounds. If the Swiss win, I won't buy their chocolate again. Goals for Canada, Connor McDavid and Thomas Harley. Power play goal for McDavid, and then even strength goal for Harley. Here's Devon Taves. Oh, McDavid's hit real hard into the boards there by Timo Meier, but McDavid, he jumps right back up and no worse for wear. McDavid having a word with Meier there. Puck sent, not out. Reinhart, he takes a bump from Meier as well. So Switzerland upping their physicality after McDavid laid a big hit earlier in this game. Here's Reinhart, ducks a check to Makar. Bennett on his backhand, centers it to Reinhart, just out of his reach. Here comes Switzerland now through the neutral zone. They're going to dump it in. Shots are 12-8 Canada, 3:33 to play. Thomas Harley on the backhand, plays it forward. Canada just trying to get the puck into an open area, potentially get a change here. Here's Josi. He'll feed it to Moser. Back to Josi. Skated through the middle of the ice. Jaeger with a shot, and that goes wide of the net. Puck comes to Josi. He keeps the play alive as Switzerland once again getting in on the forecheck. Switzerland's been pretty effective at getting pucks in deep and then getting in on the forecheck and kind of preventing Canada from getting to their forechecking game. So if you're Switzerland right now, if this was the game plan, they're executing it pretty efficiently. They also do have a power play goal as well. That's going to be icing. Long flip by Switzerland. Little too long. Offensive zone draw for Canada. I imagine they'll probably get the Crosby or McKinnon line out. Oh, yeah, McDavid was hit real hard by Timo Meier. What a hit. Boom! Keep your head up, Connor. And then Meier knocked down Reinhart later in that shift. Got to practice those free throws. But yeah, best way to draw a foul is protect the ball, right? And then try and force them, right? Try and go through them, force them to make contact on you, and then force the official to call it. Oh, here's a play in front, backhanded, but Switzerland, Yossi almost gave that away. Hey, what's going on, Zach? I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well today. I played point guard when I played basketball. Puck is sent in deep by Canada. Mark Stone in on the forecheck. Marner leaves it for Stone. Stone ducks from a check, trying to find Marner. Stone does a good job protecting. Marner to the point. Here's Parayko. Parayko down behind the goal. Here's Crosby. Centers it out in front. Puck bouncing. Oh, man. Stone couldn't come up with it. Here's a shot by Crosby, and that puck goes wide. Might have hit a body. Might have hit Andrighetto. There's a high stick by Canada, and now they're gonna put the face-off in the Swiss zone here with 1:59 to play. Man, nice centering pass by Crosby to Stone. Oh, Crosby, he fanned on his one-timer. If Crosby didn't fan on his one-timer, he might have been able to put that in. Here's Nathan MacKinnon now. He wins won that puck back a little too clean. That went into the Swiss bench off the faceoff. Another offensive zone faceoff for Canada. MacKinnon once again lines up, wins it back. Devon Taves around behind the net. Nathan MacKinnon has the puck in his feet, and he uses that big body to protect, tries to center it. Switzerland, though, they'll come away with it. Oh, Makar almost held the line. He'll send it in deep. Going to be chased by Hagel. He throws a hit on Kukin. Taves throws the puck back into an area. Nobody there. And Switzerland will skate it out. Here's Siegenthaler. Plays it to the blue line. Shot towards the Canadian goal goes wide. Another shot towards the Canadian goal, and that's blocked off a leg in front. Taves up the left wing. Not out by Suzuki, though. Here's a play over to Thompson, and he has to catch that and kind of just stop the play as Canada. Once again, the MacKinnon line looking a little shaky defensively this game. There's been a couple chances for Switzerland where Suzuki specifically has had time to make a play, and he's just not making the plays that he was making against Czechia. Puck out of play by Team Canada. I don't know if that's a penalty. Can't tell. It doesn't look like it. Canada tried to just flip it off the glass and out. The McDavid line out there. You have Wilson, McDavid, and Celebrini. Will Bunsby shook after the game? I hope so. Though Switzerland's had a pretty good first period, I'd say. I hope nobody was taking Switzerland lightly because, or lightly is what I'm trying to say. I hope nobody was taking Switzerland lightly. This is a good team that plays a structured game. They'll attack on transition. They can get in on the forecheck, and they've been able to do that so far, as this is just a 1-goal lead for Team Canada. And since Canada went up 2-0, Switzerland has really slowed the pace down. They're not really giving Canada a lot of space to get in on the forecheck. Not trying to say that Canada's played poorly or anything, but I would say Switzerland has elevated their game to a level where Canada has to start playing better. Here's McDavid once again. Offensive zone draw against Hischier. And they're giving Hischier the warning. They don't actually kick you out of the face-off dot in IIHF, but if you're given 2 warnings, then I think you get a penalty. Here's MacKinnon. He'll send the puck to the blue line. Shot towards the goal. Deflected wide. McDavid now. McDavid's out there with MacKinnon. Bit of a load up here. MacKinnon, Celebrini, and McDavid. And the puck is sent to the blue line. Parayko could not keep that puck alive. Here's Celebrini. Oh, that's a bad giveaway by Celebrini. Kind of a no-look play into the middle of the ice. And here's Kevin Fiala now. He'll send it in deep. Parayko, he's checked off the puck. Oh, man. Wraparound try. by Switzerland, and they're keeping this play alive. Switzerland, once again, on the forecheck. 13 seconds to go. You cannot give up a late one here. Fiala towards the net doesn't make it. Here's Niederreiter. He's checked off the puck. Connor McDavid with 4 seconds left, and he's just going to eat the clock, send it in deep. Takes a hit by Fiala, and the first period has ended. Alrighty. First intermission. Not a bad period for Canada, but I think there's a level that they are not at that they need to get to. They got up 2-0, and then Switzerland really flipped the script in terms of how the game was being played. Switzerland was definitely possessing the puck a lot more. They were getting in on the forecheck a lot more. And then they scored on the power play as well. Bad penalty by Bo Horvat. Canada just got their 3rd win against Sweden in men's curling. Hey, love to hear that. Let's go. Let's go. Also, how you doing, Yan? Hey, what's going on, Cold Katma? I'm doing very well. How are you doing? So, yeah, not a bad first period. I want to know all of your thoughts, though. What did you think of that first period? I don't think Canada played poorly, but I don't think they played amazing either. What's going on, Oilers fan? Good to see you. I agree with you, Cam. Where's Kitty and Franklin? Kitty is... Oh, he's on the table next to me. I don't know if I can get the camera over there. Kitty. Hi, bud. Hey, Kitty. Yeah, he doesn't know where the camera is. He can't find it. He couldn't find it. He was looking though. Hey, sounds good. Sounds good. We'll see you soon, Bankton. Appreciate it. And normally I would have a kitty cam up, but I did put a cat bed here for them, and they just don't feel like using it. They're always on this cat bed, but as soon as I record a video or I go live, they just leave. So I don't know what to say. Partial office tour there. Yeah, I'm telling you, what you see in the room right now is essentially my entire room. There's not a whole lot different going on. There's no light on the webcam. There's like a little blue light that shows that it's turned on, but like there's no like flashlight feature or anything. The Swiss are giving me more hope for Team USA, as in like a better chance to beat USA, or for like USA to do poorly. Like, just want to know what you mean by that. Can't wait for the next Oilers game and game previews. Yes. The Oilers play right after the Olympic break. I think their first... I don't remember when their first game back is, but... I think the 24th or something. Yo, Yan! Thank you so much for becoming a member for 10 months. Welcome back to the locker room. Your stall is still where we left it, as is. All your equipment is there. All of your perks and features are there. You get emotes to use in the chat, including this little Canadian Maple Leaf one. Of course, badge next to your name. Highlighted comments. Sometimes I upload videos a little earlier for members, but not always. It's nice to know that Canada can, in fact, get scored on. That's fair. From Switzerland, but I love both teams. It's a fast-paced game. Absolutely. I think Switzerland had a good period. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, they're only down 1. The shots are 13-10. They had a couple looks. If it wasn't for that miraculous save by Thompson early in the game, like, this could easily be a 2-2 game. Finally! Yeah, we got some emojis. And then the more members that I get on the channel, the more emoji slots that unlock. So that's always fun. I did gift 10 memberships yesterday, courtesy of YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. What's going on, Serge? Good to see you again. Yeah, McDavid's nuts. He had 3 assists yesterday, a goal and an assist already today. That's 5 points in 1 1/3 games played. 5 points in 4 periods of hockey. He's on pace for 30 points. Exactly. Cannot underestimate Switzerland at all. Akira Schmid's made some big saves too. McDavid and Harley do have the goals. That's right, Liam. Game so far, not too shabby. It is 2-1 Canada. Goals from McDavid and Thomas Harley. My gambling days are over now. I let the people enjoy a membership casino now. Hey, there you go. Exactly. There you go, Yan. Anyone get injured? No injuries, which is good. We do not want injuries. Connor McDavid laid a big hit. Timo Meier had a couple big hits too. And McDavid absolutely destroyed that one guy. And then, yeah, Timo Meier destroyed McDavid. Holy smokes. But McDavid, he got right back up. No worse for wear. All right, folks, I'm going to take like how much time is left in the intermission? 12 minutes. I'm going to take like a 6 to 10 minute break. I will be back before the start of the second period. I do have to go rest my voice. Maybe give the cats a little bit of a pet. Give them some treats. Treats from the fans? What do you think? I think the fans want the cats to have some treats. It probably feels incredible, Yan. I couldn't even imagine what it's like representing your country on the world's biggest stage like this. Hey, good to see you, Serge. Good to see you. Wearing the McJesus cap. There you go. Yeah, as long as, Canada too. Canada's got to stay out of the box too. Alrighty, folks. I'll be back in like less than 10 minutes, probably. We'll see. We'll see in a few minutes. Y'all get to hang out with Chair for a little bit. buddy. Oh. Who wants to say hi to Franklin? I managed to find him. Hi, bud. We got a Franklin, folks. We got a Franklin sighting. Buddy. Franklin, say hi to everybody. Hey. He's on a weight loss journey, I promise. He'll get there. He'll get there. Hi, buddy. He wanted my attention, and I was like, you know what? We're bringing him in here to say hi to everybody. What's up? Hi. What? He's the star of the show now. Franklin gets to take over. I'm gonna take a break for the next hour. You got Franklin. He'll do play-by-play for you. Hi, bud. What? You're so funny. He's so funny. He's the biggest love bug on the planet. Here's Mao. Oh, I love cats. Cats are so funny too. Yo, what's going on, Colby? I got to catch up on chat here. Coolistic, how you doing? Good to see you again. Yo, what's going on, Pats fan? Is that an orange Team Canada jersey? What, this one? No, this is red. It probably looks a little orange in the lighting for some reason, but it's definitely a red jersey. Yo, what's going on, Gold? How are you? he is big, isn't he? Don't be too loud about it though. He's on a weight loss journey and he's doing good. He's doing good. He's down 1 pound over the past little bit here, so we'll get him to a good weight. We'll get it. He was adopted from the Humane Society in May. He was bigger than this, so we're gonna get him in it. We're gonna get him in shape. Hey, bud. Hey, what do you think? Yeah. We're going to get him in shape. Need to hang a Canadian and an Oilers jersey with your Swiss team jersey collection. There you go. Hi. Just hanging out? Are you happy, buddy? Hey. He's happy. He probably wants treats. He heard chat talking earlier about giving him treats, so that's probably what he wants. Franklin 6-pack incoming. Oh, could you imagine? Hi, bud. What are you doing? He may just sit here the rest of the game and just stare at me. I hope you were all okay with that. This is the Franklin show now. Hi, buddy. I get to see the Oilers play Carolina on March 6th with my mom and some people that she knows. I'm excited. That's very exciting. That'll be a fun game. Carolina's going to be looking for a little bit of redemption after Edmonton beat them earlier this season. Also, good. It's always fun to rematch them, that 2006 Cup final. Buddy, what are you doing? Hi. So many ups and downs in a single game, I know. I try not to get too high or too low, especially during the grind of a regular season, but I don't know. With how Edmonton's season has gone this year, Unk bringing up ancient history. Come on, 2006 is not that ancient. We're not dead ass, are we? Or Oilers versus Florida on March 19th. I'm trying to get tickets to that game. I would like to go to that game, but I haven't gotten tickets yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. Oh, and Franklin's out of here. He's like, see ya. His food bowl, we have an automatic feeder for him to prevent him from eating more than he's supposed to. So it's very regime, very scheduled. 10 a.m., some food drops, 3 p.m., some food drops, and then 10 p.m., some food drops. He's waiting. Like once we hit 2:00, between that 2 and 3, he gets very cranky. I wasn't alive then, so that's ancient. Come on, Gold, you're killing me. Yeah, Franklin is a very, very nice, friendly kitty. Second period, of course, about to start here. I hope it gets fixed. I have faith and I have a belief that they can figure it out. They seem to figure it out every year when it matters most, so we'll see. Here's the puck to the blue line. Cale Makar. Shot towards the goal. Oh, man, deflected by Marner in front, just wide of the goal. Yossi loses it to Crosby. Marner to Crosby. Centered it out in front. Stone kicks it towards the goal. That would not have counted if that went in. Stone trying to come up with it now. Marner on the forecheck. Gets it for a moment. He falls down, and Fiala skates away with it. Switzerland now. They get it up to Hischier. Nico Hischier gets around Cale Makar. Hischier spins away from a check. Centers it out in front. Nice block by Crosby. He'll give it to Stone. Sidney Crosby now with a dump deep into the Swiss zone. Canada's going to make a change, except for Marner. He's just forcing pressure on the forecheck. Puck is going to be sent back in behind the Swiss net. Here's Tom Wilson in on the forecheck, trying to come up with it. McDavid supporting him. Siegenthaler knocked off the puck. McDavid knocks it down, trying to center it in front to Celebrini, but that's stolen by the Swiss defense. And it's going to be skated out by Andrighetto. Oh, and that's a tripping penalty on Shea Theodore. Shea Theodore going to the box for 2 minutes. That is a lazy penalty to take. Oh my goodness, what is Shea Theodore thinking? Terrible. That's a terrible penalty. Don't like that penalty at all by Shea Theodore. Marner went down earlier in the period. Not sure what happened there. He looked like he might have tweaked something. Marner looks no worse for wear, though. He'll be okay. All right, off the face-off. Switzerland is 1-for-1 on the power play in this game. They have a chance to tie this thing up and really put the pressure on Team Canada. Puck sent towards the Canadian net. And Brandon Hagel, he'll send it all the way down the ice. Puck is dropped. Andrighetto to Suter. Andrighetto. Pius Suter scored the goal for Switzerland. Puck to the point. Here's Andrighetto now. He surveys, gives it to Suter, to Andrighetto, to the blue line to Kukin. Here's Andrighetto. Across the ice, one-time shot. Good save by Thompson. And that puck comes to Kurashev. To Suter. He'll give the puck to Riat with a shot, and that goes high and wide. Here's Andrighetto trying to play it back to the blue line. Puck bouncing around. Canada's trying to come up with it. They can't. Here's Riat. Gives it to Kukin. To Andrighetto. Centering out in front. And a good save. Might have went off the outside of the net. And Canada cannot get this puck out. Switzerland doing a great job here on the power play. Hagel can't come up with it, and the long change is not helping Team Canada right now. They cannot get a full change. One of them will go, though. Looks like Hagel went off the ice. Cale Makar can't come up with it. Fiala now for Switzerland. Down low. Switzerland. Meyer centered, and it'll come out front to Bo Horvat. He'll give that puck to Mitch Marner. Marner, he'll flip it towards Schmid. Schmid off of his pad to Fiala. Here's Timo Meyer. He'll drop it to Yossi. 8 seconds left on the power play for Switzerland as they are about to be 1-for-2 on the power play. The Canadian penalty kill bent, but it did not break there. They did a good job for the most part keeping things to the outside. And, oh man, Shea Theodore out of the box just couldn't quite corral that pass. Would have had a 2-on-1 easy. And here's Mark Stone to McKinnon. He'll give it to Harley. Harley trying to step around the defense. Gets it in deep. Stone on the forecheck. Kind of stops up, and I don't know who just fell there. I don't know if that was McKinnon. Oh, nice pass by Moser to Niederreiter. He'll send it in deep into the Canadian end. Here's McDavid now. He finds McKinnon. McDavid loaded up with McKinnon. On the blue line here, here's McDavid. Holds it. Rebound in front. Celebrini behind the net. Gives it to McDavid. Connor McDavid now. Puck bouncing all over the place. Trying to come up with it. Here's a pass in front, and Celebrini scores. Puck was bouncing around like crazy. Celebrini just rips it home. Nice pass by Nathan McKinnon. But Macklin Celebrini, with his second goal of the tournament, restores the 2-goal lead for Canada after the kill. Celebrini, McKinnon, and McDavid loaded up here. They got loaded up at the end of the first period, too. McDavid tried a couple centering passes. Puck bounced around. McKinnon gave it to Celebrini, and Celebrini, he just rips it on the blocker side. Not really much the goaltender Schmid could do on that one. Celebrini wastes no time as well. Love that from the kid. Macklin Celebrini showing that he deserves to be here. He is making sure that everyone knows his name in this tournament. If you didn't know Macklin Celebrini before the Olympics, well, he's on the world's biggest stage, and I think most countries know his name now. Now, how does Canada follow that up? Because when they made it 2-0, Switzerland started to push the pace. So if you're Canada, you got to find a way to keep pushing themselves here. Here's Sam Bennett trying to get a shot off. He's tripped up, shot towards the goal. Bennett back to the point. Here's Drew Doughty. Looks for a lane, shot in front. That's blocked. And Khrushchev, it turns it over to Bennett. Bennett trying to play it along the boards, out of the reach of Reinhart. Here's Drew Doughty now. Do I think Celebrini's better than Bedard? Yes. Yes, I do. Puck kind of fiddling around in the neutral zone here. Nobody can really get the puck in deep. Reinhart now, he'll give that puck to Shea Theodore, who took a penalty earlier this period, but no harm, no foul. Here's Colton Parayko. He'll send it across to Theodore. Theodore skates it through the neutral zone. Switzerland trying to clog things up. They're down by 2, and they had 4 guys back in the neutral zone clogging things up. So their game plan in the first period was dump and chase, get in on the forecheck, and maybe their game plan this period is to try and force Canada into mistakes. But in on the forecheck now are the Swiss. Canada comes away with it. Here's Marner across the ice to Doughty. Or Parayko, sorry. Parayko, big man moving his feet, gives it to Marner towards the goal, goes just wide. Crosby can't come up with clean possession. Now he does. He'll play it to the blue line. Here's Thomas Harley, looks for a lane, plays it to Sanheim. Sanheim walks in, trying to send it through, and there's a penalty coming up. I'm not sure what's going on. A high stick. Looks like a penalty on Switzerland, maybe? Yeah, it looks like Stone was clipped by someone on Switzerland. So there is going to be a power play for Team Canada here. Just got off the bus and we score. All right, so yeah, oh man. Yeah, Fora, he takes a high sticking penalty there against Mark Stone. So this lethal Canadian power play goes back out there. They have a chance to extend this lead to 3 goals now. They've restored the 2-goal lead that they had from the first period off of Macklin Celebrini's goal. Now the top unit power play goes out. You have McKinnon, McDavid, Crosby, Reinhart, and McCarr. Almost impossible to defend. Celebrini, McDavid, and Crosby goals would be amazing. Absolutely. Here's Crosby. He'll take the face-off and wins it back cleanly. McCarr across. McKinnon. Here's Reinhart trying to center it out in front. Reinhart, he stays on it, but Switzerland will come away with it, and they'll send it all the way down the ice. Oh, man, Thompson does a good job. He had to play that quickly. He had a Swiss forechecker on him. And here comes Connor McDavid now. McDavid trying to center it. Oh, and McDavid's hit hard into the boards there. Not a penalty, though. That was borderline. McKinnon now with a shot. Good save by Schmid, and Switzerland will send that all the way back down into the Canadian end. Thompson out of his net. Logan Thompson, unique in that he catches with his right hand. Not very often goalies do that. Here's McDavid, walks in with a shot, and that goes wide. He had some back pressure, might have got a stick on it that didn't allow McDavid a clean look. Crosby sends the puck in deep. McDavid, he tripped up his defender. No call on McDavid there, so here's Cale Makar now. Cale Makar gives it to McDavid. McDavid, right circle, shot in front, rebound. Switzerland will come away with it, though. Good save by Schmid, and a good job by Switzerland to get that play out. Now they're putting the pressure on Canada in the defensive zone here. They have the power play. Canada can't come up with a clean puck. Here's Connor McDavid. Spins at the blue line. He's knocked down, and Switzerland will skate it forward. Here's Hischier on transition with a shot, and Thompson with the save, and then Hischier bumped into Thompson there. This game's getting a little chippy, it seems. So that top power play unit for Canada, not nearly as effective as they have been. Here's Mark Stone, 12 seconds to go on the power play. Puck out of Stone's reach. Yossi along the right boards. Celebrini keeps it alive. Here's Celebrini now. Oh, nice play for a moment by Marner. Just couldn't quite keep it in. And now it is offside on Canada with 11:59 to play here in the second, as we'll have another commercial break. Another commercial break. Look at Marchand. He's happy for Celebrini. They're showing Marchand's reaction to Celebrini's goal. He is stoked. Now, so far, no assist for McDavid on that Celebrini goal, which I didn't think there would be because the Swiss defender did kind of bobble it a couple times, so they must have assumed that, there was enough possession there. So McKinnon gets the only assist on Celebrini's goal. Marshy's always having fun. I hate Marchand on the ice, but man, that guy is just so likable off the ice for some reason. Would I be willing to do a tour? A tour of what? That's the big question. What am I doing a tour of? Was he like, well, when he had the losers sticker? See the Oilers with the Oilers logo that said losers. To me, that's funny. I think that's funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm not mad enough about that, but to me, I don't know. I think that's funny. I don't know, Gordon. There isn't really much to do a tour of. I'm going to be honest with you. There's not much going on here. It's the most rage bait sticker. Exactly. It's pure rage bait. That's what Marchand does, and that's why I find it funny, because I wouldn't get rage baited by that. Here's Hagel now in on the forecheck. Comes up with it. Just out of his reach, though. Tried to find Suzuki. Here's Theodore now. He'll send it across to Harley. Puck comes to Suzuki. Towards the goal. It's in the blue paint. Puck bouncing around, and Tom Wilson can't come up with it. So now this is a different forward line for Canada. You have Suzuki with Hagel and Wilson. Suzuki, Hagel, and Wilson is this forward line, which means McDavid and Wilson have been broken up. I wonder if they're going to run McKinnon, McDavid, and Celebrini the rest of this game. We'll keep an eye on that. That's an interesting development here in Italy at the Olympics. Shots are 18-13 Canada. And Hagel tried to come up with it. Here's a shot on goal. Doesn't quite make it by Seth Jarvis, who's getting a shift now. Haven't seen much of Seth Jarvis. He's boxed out by Yossi. Oh, man. Oh. Hischier was lined up. Oh, and someone threw something on the ice. Here's Jarvis. He sends the puck across. I don't know what was thrown on the ice in frustration that there was no penalty on Canada there. What was that all about? Here's Taves. Man, yeah, Bennett almost took Heishier's head off. Heishier at the last second got away from the check. My God. Here's Yossi now, centers it out in front. Andrighetto looking for a shot. And Logan Thompson with the save. And Timo Meyer's knocked down here in front of the net. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what unfolds. Who scored and who assists? So the goals, Celebrini, Harley, and McDavid. Yeah, that's clearly a high stick. That's a huge miss by the officials. Don't know how they missed that one. Yikes. Bennett went to lay Meyer out, and then he high sticked him, and there was no call. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The officiating is going to be a conversation if this keeps up. Off the defensive zone draw. Canada will move it forward. Here's Stone. There's a lot of whistling in the stands. A lot of fans that are not happy that there was no call there. Here's Mitch Marner. He can't quite corral that pass. Into the neutral zone now. Switzerland will send it in deep. Thompson's going to leave that for Parayko. Parayko up the right boards. Crosby trying to skate it into the zone. He's checked off the puck. And here's a play now, dumped into the Canadian end. Parayko once again picks it up. Shea Theodore with a high flip to the neutral zone. Played forward with a glove by Switzerland, and Marner will keep the play alive. Crosby in. Grabs it on his backhand, trying to play it to the blue line, just out of the reach there of Nathan McKinnon, who's back on the ice. McDavid's out there with McKinnon and Celebrini. So, yeah, McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini. Oh, look at Connor McDavid. He breaks through. McDavid walks in. Oh, and he sent it across to McKinnon, and a good save by Schmid. It looked like McDavid. I mean, McDavid should have maybe tried to shoot that on the blocker side there. It looked like he tried to find McKinnon on the back door. Good save by Schmid, though. I don't know what was thrown on the ice, but it was after there was no penalty called on Bennett. Something flew onto the ice, and then I saw the Canadian bench react to it, so I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a glove or what. I don't even know if they'll show a replay of it, to be honest. Well, this is an interesting game. If Bennett if he connected on that hitman, oh my God. Whoever threw that is a crash out. Yeah. I need to know what was thrown on the ice, though. I don't know if anyone's tweeted about it or not. Hey, what's going on, Slane? How are you? We're not really dominating. It is 3-1 Canada. Shots are 20-14. Switzerland's put up a pretty good fight here. The physicality's starting to ratchet up a little bit, though. Using the McDavid sock emote. I love that one. Too funny. Was that a fan? That I didn't know what was thrown on the ice. I didn't know if that came from the bench or the stands, but that had to have come from the stands, right? Yeah, fans got to be careful. If things are being thrown onto the ice, the penalties can be handed out. Yeah, I had just seen the Canadian bench react to something that came onto the ice, so if we're getting cans thrown onto the ice in preliminary round action, I am terrified to see what gets thrown on the ice during the medal rounds if a call is missed. Off the offensive zone draw, McKinnon wins it back. Here's Harley now. He tries to find McKinnon on the right circle, but that was picked off neatly by Turkov. Here's Thomas Harley to McKinnon. He'll give that to Harley across to McDavid, who enters the Swiss zone. McDavid into the middle. Finds Harley with a backhand. It's in the padding of Schmid, and that is the 21st shot for Team Canada and the 18th save for Akira Schmid. Next level strat, wear the other team's jersey and toss cans. Could you imagine? Yikes. Who's going to do it? Who's going to go to Italy and do that for Canada? Just kidding. Don't do that. They don't give you the cap because people used to throw them on the ice even though... Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Here come the Canadians now. Hagel trying to send it into the middle of the ice. Tom Wilson falls, and Switzerland with a bit of a break here. Odd man rush, centered in front, and Turkov could not come up with the puck. And here comes Hagel now. Oh, Hagel's hit hard in the numbers by Siegenthaler, but he jumps right back up. No worse for wear. Here's Hagel now. He tries to find Wilson, who was streaking, almost got open. Wilson was tied up, though. Good defensive play by Switzerland. Crosby line jumps over the board. Siegenthaler holds onto that puck and allows his team to also get a change. Puck played up the right wing. That's going to be icing on Switzerland. Bit of an unforced ice there. Oh, stretch break. Everyone stretch. Stretch it out. Water break. If you haven't had water today, make sure you're staying hydrated. So Canada with an offensive zone face-off. Yeah, a lot of Swiss fans in attendance. Well represented, just like Czechia yesterday against Canada. I think the split between Canada and Czechia fans was pretty even, if not in favor of Czechia. Crosby wins the puck back to Parayko. Here's Mark Stone now. He'll play it to Parayko with a shot on goal, and that's an easy save by Akira Schmid. 22nd shot on goal for Team Canada. Just over halfway through this game, Canada up 3-1 off goals by Macklin Celebrini, Thomas Harley, and Connor McDavid. The assists today, Cale Makar has one, McKinnon has two, McDavid has one, Tom Wilson has an assist as well. So you have McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini, who have been united as a line here in this game. They are heading back out there together on the offensive zone faceoff, trying to do some damage. Here's Shea Theodore. And the clock is frozen. Here's Celebrini now on the forecheck. McDavid to Celebrini, puck in his feet. Keeps the puck alive, though. McDavid sends it down low into the corner. Here's Celebrini to McDavid on his backhand. Oh, wow, and then McDavid's tripped up. And no call. Celebrini steals it, though. Sends it towards the net. And that'll go high and out of play. I don't know. If you're Celebrini, he had a chance to shoot there, and he didn't. McDavid then got tripped up. No call. The refs are just letting them play now, apparently. I don't know about this. I don't know about these officials, man. They're letting everything go. For both teams, by the way. This is not just a pro-Canada thing. This is they missed penalties on Canada. Now they've missed one on Switzerland. So we'll see if this keeps up or not. Crosby wins the faceoff. Canada once again on the forecheck. Switzerland, since Canada made it 3-1, Canada's done a good job keeping Switzerland for the most part at bay. But as I say that, Meyer will send that hard and into the Canadian zone. Niederreiter loses it to Doughty. Doughty almost took a huge hit by Fiala. Here's a puck towards the Canadian goal. That goes over the net off of a stick. Sidney Crosby can't come up with it. Here's a sharp angle shot by Fiala, or Suter, sorry, and that went wide. Nice play by Stone to find Crosby. Crosby across to Marner. Marner into an area just out of the reach of Doughty. Doughty will send that in deep as Team Canada will look for a change here. Here's Roman Josi. He's hanging onto it behind his net, pressured by Reinhardt to move it, and then he does. Switzerland skates it up the ice. Turkov Can't get the shot on net cleanly. Switzerland, though, remains on the forecheck. Pass in front. And Riyad got a puck on goal on his forehand, top of the blue paint, but good save by Thompson. Oh, unforced error by Devin Taves. He gives it away. And here's Switzerland back on the attack. Here's Cale Makar now. He's behind his goal, looking for the clean breakout. Puck through the neutral zone, off of Reinhardt's stick. He's going to be pressured here. Sam Bennett now sends the puck into the Swiss zone. Bo Horvat chases after it against Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler reverses. Puck is played up the right. Oh, man, bad giveaway here. Theodore keeps it alive. Just puts the puck into the corner instead of maybe making a better play with that. Puck goes off of a body and out of play. Not much flow to the game over the past couple of minutes, but you know what? Canada has the 3-1 lead, so maybe you don't need much flow right now. Would Podkolzin be called up if there was Team Russia? I don't know if Podkolzin would make Team Russia just because Russia has so much high-end talent. He'd definitely be on their reserve list for sure, though. I don't even know what like a projected Team Russia would have looked like. I'm sure someone has made a list. Hey, what's going on, Alec? Game's going good. It's 3-1 Canada. Shots are 22-15. Goals from Celebrini, Thomas Harley, and Connor McDavid. McDavid has 2 points. McKinnon has 2 points. Celebrini has 1. Tom Wilson has an assist as well. But Switzerland, they are not an easy out by any means. Team Canada has to continue to get better through this game because Switzerland's doing a pretty good job right now, kind of keeping Canada to the outside. That's true. Yeah, if you are fast and physical against Team Canada, you always have a chance. Now, Czechia yesterday, they were fast and they were also being physical, but you could tell halfway through the game they just ran out of gas. Like they were just running out of steam. Team Canada, it's just wave after wave after wave coming at you. It's really tough to slow down. But so far, Switzerland doing a pretty decent job here. Here's Shea Theodore. He'll send that puck across to Harley. Puck behind the Swiss net to Tom Wilson. Earlier this game, Tom Wilson was taken off the McDavid line, and they've loaded up McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini. And they've already connected on a goal here, too. Timo Meier has to skate back into his own zone through the neutral zone now. Puck played forward. Tom Wilson does a good job boxing Meier out. Here's Brandon Hagel. He has to stop up in the neutral zone across the ice to Wilson, and that's going to be offside. Oh, man, and Wilson's getting at it now with Yossi. Or maybe, was that Yossi? I can't tell if that was Yossi. But Tom Wilson's got to be careful, right? This is international hockey. You can't quite do the after whistle nonsense like you can in the National Hockey League. Hey, what's going on, Cecily? Good to see you again. How are you? Been a while. Happy to see you. I agree, Quady. I agree. That was Yossi and Wilson kind of going at it after the whistle there. But I think that's a credit to Switzerland, too. They do a good job getting into lanes and, like, they'll cut off angles quickly. You think there's an open pass, and then all of a sudden there's a Swiss player there. That's a Futurama reference. Yes, it is. McDavid line out for Canada. Puck sent into the Swiss zone. It's going to be picked up by Siegenthaler, and I don't know what happened here. An elbowing penalty coming up to Switzerland. Uh-oh. Top power play unit is getting out there for Canada. They have a chance to go up by 3. Elbowing. Don't see elbowing called very often. Hey, I'm glad you're pumped, Cecily. That's awesome. Yeah, that's definitely a bit of an elbow there. Late hit, too. Got his elbow up. For what? I love Niederreiter. What did I do? Sorry, Niederreiter. You didn't get away with that one. He tried. I don't blame Niederreiter for that because they had been letting them go and not calling anything for a while, but didn't get away from that one. Yeah, this power play would almost certainly potentially, I wouldn't say it'll put the game away, but it'll go a long way in Canada if they win this game or not. Here's McKinnon to McDavid. McDavid gives it to Makar with a shot that goes wide of the goal. Yossi takes a hit from Reinhart. McDavid will play that down low to Crosby. Here's Crosby from the corner, walks into the right circle. McDavid to Crosby. Crosby across the ice to Makar. Lots of whistling. That's what a lot of fans in Europe do. They will whistle. Not only as a distraction, but when they show their displeasure for calls too. Oh man, Sidney Crosby tried to do a fancy little no-look behind the legs pass, but that was picked off and sent down the ice. Crosby now through the middle. Connor McDavid will enter the Swiss zone. McDavid protects along the half wall. Down low to Sam Reinhart. Reinhart to the point. Here's McKinnon. He'll step in. He'll cycle around with McDavid, who skates behind the Swiss net, gives it to Crosby, to Makar. Cale Makar now to Sidney Crosby in the right circle. Crosby to Makar with a one-timer and a glove stop by Akira Schmidt. 23rd shot on net for Canada, 20th save for Akira Schmidt. Oh yeah, Crosby's still playing. Crosby probably has another year or two left in him too, I would imagine. And he's doing really good. Look at Crosby's stats this season for Pittsburgh. He's had a great year for them. He's unreal. Hey, I appreciate that, Katma. I do my best. But I don't do what I do without all of your support. You're all the best too. Here's Mitch Marner now. Second unit power play out for Canada. They're going to get a look here for the final minute or so of the power play. Here's a shot by Celebrini, and that's stopped by Schmid. Keeping this a 2-goal game. They're going to need Akira Schmid to keep making these saves if Switzerland is going to find a way to kill off the rest of this penalty and potentially get back in this game. Here's Bo Horvat now. He'll step in and take the face off. Celebrini supports that, sends it to Theodore. Theodore at the point, across the ice to Marner. Mitch Marner now surveys his lanes. Down low to Stone. Across the ice, here's a play to Celebrini. Rebound in front. I don't know if Celebrini had that saved or if he hit the post, but that was a sharp angle shot and a nice shot by Celebrini, but Schmid might have got a piece of that or it hit the post. I couldn't quite tell. Here's Mitch Marner now. He'll skate it back into the Swiss zone. Marner into the middle. Back to Marner. Oh, and he tried to feed it to Celebrini. Just missed that one, tapping into the open net. Marner now. He'll play it down low. Mark Stone can't come up with it, and Canada does not convert on the power play. Couple power plays for Canada this period, and they have not converted. We'll see if that makes a difference by the end of this game or not. Switzerland shoots that puck down the ice, not icing. 2:24 to play here. Cale Makar, he'll play it up the right wing. Nick Suzuki, he'll dump it in deep. Chasing after it now is Brandon Hagel. Siegenthaler for Switzerland will play it up the left boards. Just out of the reach of Timo Meier. Here's Drew Doughty now. Sends it to Hagel. Puck goes off of a stick into the neutral zone, kind of awkwardly, and Switzerland will pick up the puck. Here's Tom Wilson now. He steals that from Hischier. Wilson trying to get this puck up the ice. That's knocked back into the Canadian zone. Oh, man. Suzuki can't get that puck in deep. Again, another giveaway. Suzuki's had a tough game, in my opinion. I don't think Suzuki's played very good here. Here's Hagel now. He'll send it across to Seth Jarvis. Jarvis with a hard dump into the far corner, and Switzerland now being pressured by the Canadian forecheckers. Here's Parayko to Theodore to Bennett. Bennett gets the puck in. Jarvis sends it in deep to Sam Reinhart. Reinhardt on his forehand. Puck will come to Pareko with a shot, looking for a tip. Rebound in front. Can't quite put that puck in. Here's Bennett. Stick tied up. Can't make a play. And 2-on-1 for Switzerland. Here's Kurashev with a shot and a good save by Logan Thompson. Kurashev had a 2-on-1. He chose to shoot, and Logan Thompson with the big glove save. Who got the goals? Goals from Connor McDavid, Thomas Harley, and Macklin Celebrini. They've also loaded up Celebrini, McDavid, and McKinnon in this game. What's going on, Vince? Good to see you again. Let's go, Canada. Here's McKinnon off the defensive zone faceoff. He wins it. Puck will be sent to Celebrini. He just knocks it into the neutral zone area. How big is Franklin? He's big. He's a big cat. That is a big boy. Big chonker. But he's on a weight loss journey, and he's going to get there. I know it. Switzerland continuing to... Oh, wow. What a centering attempt there. And there's a battle going on behind the Canadian net. There's a Swiss player all over Cale Makar. I saw some fists being thrown there, too. And then the puck will come to Connor McDavid with 10 seconds left. He's just going to skate this and dump it into the Swiss zone. Kill the clock here. Canada up by 2, heading to the third period. And things are getting a little bit chippy here in this game. Things are getting a little bit chippy. We'll see how Canada responds heading to the third. Cale Makar was in a wars. He was in the trenches on that last shift. They are, yeah. We were not responsible for the state that Franklin was in when we adopted him. We adopted him in May from the Humane Society, so we're working on getting him to a healthy and reasonable weight. Because Kitty's at a good weight, and Mochi's also at a good weight. Mochi also uses the exercise wheel that we bought her. Franklin does not like the exercise wheel. He's terrified of it. My electronics died on me. Hey, no worries, Liam. Yeah, pretty good game so far here from Canada. Shots in the second period were 14-6. We'll quickly go over the box stats here for everyone. The box score, take a look at the points. McKinnon with 2 assists. McDavid, 1 goal, 1 assist, +1 rating. One of those points was on the power play. That's why he's not a +2. Celebrini with a goal, a +2 rating. Oh, you can never expect blowouts. Not at this level, not in 2026. Teams are too good, and Team Switzerland specifically has a decent amount of talent. Now, I did predict a 6-2 win for Canada, and I thought that might have been a little bit too disrespectful for Switzerland, and I'm not surprised that this game is a little bit closer than what some fans might think. Hey, what's going on, Ozzy? Good to see you. Now, I don't know if they have time. They don't have the time on ice stats on the NHL website, unfortunately. But Makar has an assist. Harley has a goal. And then Logan Thompson playing very well in the net for Team Canada. Can't dodge bullets like Keanu Reeves. What's up with Bennett, by the way? Sloppy. I mean, that's you get what you get with Sam Bennett. Sometimes you get the goods, sometimes you get the not so goods. My phone just went nuts. I just got like 10 messages all at once. It's like they were frozen in time and space. Still used to old school Olympics when Canada would normally get close to double digits, right? Yeah, no kidding, hey? Even as recently as like 2014 in Sochi. But again, there were a couple teams in Sochi that gave Canada a run for their money too. Staying high from Mexico City, following Team Canada. Hey, that's amazing. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. But yeah, shots that period 14-6 for Canada. Shots in the game 27-16. Canada's had 3 power plays. Switzerland has had 2. Canada's 1 for 3. Switzerland is 1 for 2. That is a scary line. And you know what this makes me now, not to like make everything about the Oilers, right? But as a mostly Oilers-based YouTube channel, you can see all the jerseys behind me. What this is showing me right now is that Connor McDavid deserves to have an elite winger next to him. No disrespect to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. We all love the Nuge here in Edmonton. But if Connor McDavid had a truly elite winger, someone that can make plays and keep up with him. Now people will say, oh, that's Zach Hyman. Zach Hyman, he plays a physical, grindy, in on the forecheck style. I'm talking about a pure skill winger with some scoring flair as well. Because if Nuge was a little bit faster and could put the puck in the net a little bit more, obviously that would be a good fit. But seeing Celebrini next to McDavid, man, makes me wish that McDavid had a little extra when it came to the line mate department. We'll take McKinnon at a discount. Yeah, I agree with you. Nuge, third line center, and then get a top line winger for McDavid. That would be great. It's you know who. Exactly. Human notes. Switzerland is fast, but our Davo is amazing. We need a faster winger. Did I watch the Germany game? I did not catch the Germany game. Unfortunately, I did catch the condensed game. I don't know. I saw a 30-minute condensed version of the game. So I didn't see the whole game. But Denmark played pretty good, actually. Denmark was a lot closer than I thought. I thought Germany was going to win that game 5-1. Denmark even outshot Germany, too. Connor Brown. It's funny. I see a lot of fans, outside fans, being like, oh, when McDavid's contract ends, he'll sign with San Jose because he likes playing with Celebrini so much. Come on now. Are we for real? Are we dead ass? There's a rumor that the Oilers could trade Mangiapane to the Kings for Warren Foegele. The money would work. They essentially make the exact same amount of money. Money in, money out, right? I liked Foegele. Fast on the forecheck. Could put the puck in the net sometimes. He's having a down year in Los Angeles, so if you can buy low on him, I'm okay with that. Hey, what's going on, Adam? Yeah, that's true. That's true, Never Lucky. No, it won't happen. Celebrini, he's the franchise player for San Jose, for sure. He won't come to Edmonton. Same as I don't think McDavid's going to go to San Jose. Celebrini is going to cement his legacy in the National Hockey League. I know it. Mangiapane and Janmark for Tom Wilson. Oh my God. Washington would not do that deal. Ooh, wisdom teeth. Brutal. I'm very lucky. My wisdom teeth are totally fine. I have not had to have any procedures done for the wisdom teeth. Draisaitl and Szymanski combo. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm shocked that San Jose team, when, Thornton in his prime, Marleau in his prime, Pavelski, I'm shocked that they weren't able to get the job done. Shocked. They had some chances, but again, they were at their primes when Chicago was in the middle of their dynasty, and Pittsburgh obviously beat San Jose in 2016. You also had Vancouver that beat San Jose the one year in the playoffs. But San Jose had to go up against teams like LA, who won a couple cups in the early 2010s. Shows how hard it is to win, eh? That's brutal. I might not totally understand the 49ers reference just because I don't pay attention to much football, but all right, folks, I'm going to take a 5-minute break, all right? Y'all are going to get to hang out with Chair for a little bit. Enjoy Chair, treat Chair nicely. I'm going to go give my cats some pets, grab a drink of water, and then we'll come back for the third. We'll see if Canada can hold down the fort because Switzerland, they're not going to go down without a fight here in the third period. So we'll see in a few minutes. Do I put it on the Be Right Back screen? Do you want the Be Right Back screen? Where you get to fly through time and space. There you go. Hi, Franklin. Franklin. Alrighty. We're back. Third period's about to start. How are we all feeling heading to the third? Do we think Switzerland mounts a comeback? Now, they've actually had, in my opinion, and in the opinion of others that I've seen online, Switzerland's had a pretty strong game in terms of generating high danger looks. Golden Hockey, so at Golden Hockey on Twitter, posted their stats here. Don't let the shot count fool you. This hasn't been an ideal performance from Canada. Thompson has already faced more slot shots and inner slot shots than Binnington. Shots are 27-16 Canada. Slot shots 10-8 for Switzerland, and inner slot shots 8-3 in favor of Switzerland. So if you're Canada here, you got to start cleaning up the game a little bit. You got to start getting in on the forecheck and generating just a little bit more in the inner slot, because Switzerland, I think, is partially unlucky, and also Thompson has been very good for them. He's had to make some big saves for the Canadians, and obviously goaltending is a key part of winning hockey games. But I do think that if Canada were playing a team with maybe a little bit more finish in their lineup, players that with the ability to produce at a high level, I don't know. If you're giving up that many slot shots, you're probably giving up more than one goal, I would say. That's just my opinion, though. What's going on, Epiphany? Good to see you. Third period is about to start, folks. All righty. Third period. Puck is dropped. The puck has been dropped. Devon Taves in on the forecheck for Canada as they're trying to immediately... I mean, Canada's going to have to extend this lead. If Switzerland gets this within one, I'm not going to feel great, personally, as a Canadian. Puck is played up the right boards here. Now, it is possible fatigue is playing a factor for Canada as well because of how much energy was expended versus Czechia. Not saying that Switzerland didn't have as much energy to expend against France yesterday, but send Knobloch to Milan to watch. Yeah, no kidding. Got the crowd chanting. This is a lively crowd. I know sometimes people think in the National Hockey League crowds are kind of quiet and boring. Even though they whistle a lot in Europe, I do like the crowd energy here. I like that they do chants. I like that they're constantly making noise. Here's a puck along the half wall. Nathan McKinnon for Canada finds Celebrini. He'll chip and chase behind the Swiss defender. Siegenthaler will pick up the puck. Celebrini in on the forecheck. Got to be careful. That sticks. Celebrini do not want to take a hooking or slashing infraction. Celebrini will send the puck in deep once again as Canada in the middle of a line change. Sam Bennett out for the Canadians, and someone on Canada just went flying there. I don't know what happened. Puck off of a leg. Switzerland can't get it in deep, and Reinhardt goes down hard into the boards. No worse for wear there. He'll be okay. Hannah's beating Heidi 3-1. I don't know if I get the joke. I'm sorry. I'm slow. If Olympic hockey was at Rogers Place, I bet... Oh, man, what a move by Jarvis. Seth Jarvis in alone, and a good save by Akira Schmid. Seth Jarvis just using that burst of speed. He just went from 0 to 100 in a millisecond. He broke by both defenders, got a breakaway, and tried to go 5-hole on Akira Schmid. Good save for the Swiss netminder. The crowds in Toronto are positively funeral. Yeah. Yikes. I was going to say, Edmonton fans, a lot of times during the regular season, there's regular season games where they can be quiet, but for the most part, Oilers fans, they are lively, they're engaged, they're energetic. And then once the playoffs hit too, like they are just unbelievable. Even in the playoffs last year for Toronto, I found a lot of their games were pretty quiet. Oilers fans are at another level in the playoffs. Now, I know Habs fans are going to come at me and be like, oh, the Habs fans are louder. Yeah, listen. They can be, and they are. I think if Montreal had full crowds in 2021 when they went to the Cup final, we would have seen some pretty insane reactions from them. Hey, what's going on, Tobias? Good to see you, my friend. How are you? What do you tell your team in the locker room? I think as if I was Italy's head coach, one, you tell them to embrace and enjoy the moment, because for a lot of those players, that is like you're on the highest level against the best players. So go out there, show that you belong. Don't look at the scoreboard at any point and play your game. It's a lot easier said than done when you tell someone to embrace it, but I would definitely be preaching have fun in a game like that. And them fitted body bags. Oh my god. What? We'll see how Canada does. Obviously, so far, so good in terms of results. I'll have a lot to talk about depending on how this game finishes in the post-game fan reaction. As I say that, here comes Sidney Crosby, 2-on-2 here. He'll drop that puck to Mitch Marner. Marner spins away from a couple of checks. Hold that thought. Puck across the ice, Crosby to the point. Here's Doughty, holds it, waits, shoots, blocked in front, can't come up with it. Canadian went down there. I don't know if that was Marner that went down or Crosby. No call there. It was definitely Marner. Doughty off the glass. He'll play it forward. And here's Sidney Crosby, 2-on-2 with Mitch Marner. Crosby with a shot, and that's stopped by Akira Schmid. Siegenthaler gets the puck out, but not deep into the Canadian zone. Here's Nathan MacKinnon now. Drops it back for Sanheim, but that got by his stick. Theodore will play it up the left wing. Here's McDavid with speed. McDavid walking in, trying to center it out in front off the pad of Schmid. Comes to McKinnon. McKinnon to the point. Here's Sanheim towards the... Well, that wasn't towards the goal. He was trying to... I don't know what Sanheim was doing. I don't know what that was by Sanheim. He'll play it forward again, though. Nathan MacKinnon brings it back in with speed. Nathan MacKinnon protects the puck behind the Swiss net. Along the half wall here. Stolen by Switzerland. Nice physical play to knock him off the puck. And here's Celebrini. Drops it for Taves. Walks in. Shoots. Oh, my God. Taves missed the net by 3 feet. Tried to go short side, had McDavid wide open for a one-timer, and Devin Taves went, you know what? I'm going to just miss the net on this one. Don't worry about it, Connor. I got this. Now Switzerland with the puck. He'll shoot it towards the goal. That goes just wide by Yossi. Oh, big collision. Celebrini was knocked down. Cale Makar will come up with it. He's going to get back-checked pretty hard here. 1-on-3 for Makar. Makar with a shot towards the goal. Easy save by Schmid as Canada makes a change. Good hit by Reinhart. And Bennett now keeps the forecheck alive. Reinhart walks in, trying to go short side, and another good save by Akira Schmid. Puck across to Drew Doughty towards the Swiss goal, off of a leg in front, out of the reach of Seth Jarvis. And the pace is ratcheted up here. Canada looks like they're trying to get that fourth goal, go up by 3, and then maybe walk this one home. Switzerland, though, they are bending, but they're not breaking. They'll bring it into the Canadian end. Here's a play at the point. Here's Kukin with a shot. That goes off a body in front. Rebound. It's loose. Trying to come up with it. And they can't grab it. Here's Sam Bennett now with a high. Flip into the neutral zone. Seth Jarvis tried to knock it down. Stolen by Siegenthaler. Fiala for Switzerland. Kevin Fiala across to Siegenthaler. He'll dump it. And Switzerland will get back in on the forecheck and try and chase. Doughty gives it to Harley. Doughty and Harley have had a good game, by the way. I like Doughty and Harley as a pairing. Bo Horvat gets the puck into the Swiss zone. That's going to get picked up by Andrighetto. He'll play it up the left wing. Here comes Andrighetto with speed. Off the rush with a shot. A good block by Horvat. Puck is still loose. It's in the left circle. And here's Brandon Hagel. He'll skate the puck out of trouble. Hagel with a hard rim around out of the reach of Akira Schmid. Horvat trying to come up with it. Knocked in by Wilson. Puck comes to Wilson. Switzerland was in the middle of a change there. Tom Wilson couldn't make a play, and here comes Switzerland. Potential odd man rush. Here's Niederreiter with a shot. No, that went off the bar. Did that go in? That took a weird bounce. Here's another opportunity and a good save by Thompson. The way this puck is bouncing around. Here's another shot towards the Canadian goal, and Switzerland, it's a shooting gallery out there. Niederreiter puts the puck in deep, hard and around. Canada, now they're the ones bending but not breaking at the moment. Puck is sent down the ice. That's going to be icing on Team Canada as Switzerland putting the pressure on here. I'll write a new comment on today's... Wait, what are you guys talking about? What'd I miss? Knob should be paying attention how a real coach coaches hockey. Yeah. I'm sure Knobloch is trying to make some adjustments. Don't worry, everyone. Chris Knobloch has that little training camp planned for after the Olympic break is over. That will surely get everyone back on track. A mid-season training camp is what's going to get everyone back on track. Here's Mark Stone now to Crosby. Down low behind the Swiss net. Here's Taves. Centered out in front by Stone. Comes to Taves. Would like to see potentially Sidney Crosby maybe get on the board here. Crosby on the forecheck. Taves across to Makar. Makar into the middle. Here's Marner. In front. Tipped in front. Scores! Sidney Crosby. As I'm talking about Sidney Crosby, he ends up scoring with 12:32 to play. Puts Canada up by 3. Gets by the defense, and he deflects that puck in. Nice goal for Crosby. Nice feed from Mitch Marner, by the way, on that too. That's a great pass to find Crosby in the open area. Makar had it, gave it to Marner. Marner finds Crosby. Stick on the ice, kids. So Don Cherry always says, stick on the ice. Put your stick down, put it in an area, and let someone find it and tip that thing in when you get to it. Sidney Crosby gives Canada a 3-goal lead. Nice pass by Mitch Marner there. Marner's had a great tournament so far as well. 12:32 to play. Switzerland had been pushing here. There still is time, but with a 3-goal lead, like this would have to be some kind of historic collapse from Canada. Canada's got to make sure that they're just managing the puck here and take this one home. Puck is going to be sent up the ice. Here's Connor McDavid. McDavid stops up, backhand into the slot. Shot by, who was that? Sanheim missed the net from 10 feet out. I don't know how Sanheim missed the net there. If you're McDavid, maybe just take that to the net next time. Don't defer to Sanheim. Here's Sanheim with the puck off the half wall. McDavid trying to get it out of the zone. He can't quite get it, but good support by Sanheim. And the puck will be played forward. McDavid drops it back for Harley. Harley is being pressured like crazy by Moser. And Canada just trying to get it clear, trying to get a full line change right now. Puck sent back into the Canadian zone as Switzerland looking to get this game a little bit closer. You know they're thinking, if we can get this back within 2 with a couple minutes to go, or with about 10 minutes to go, there's lots of time. Now, goal differential also does matter, by the way, when it comes to placement and standings and all that good stuff. So if you're Canada, you can't just sit back on this lead either. You got to keep pressing. Seth Jarvis trying to tie up his man. Can't come up with it. Berchi for Switzerland. Puck in the neutral zone at the red line along the half or along the wall. And then it'll come back to Shea Theodore. Here's Parayko. He misses his player, but Hagel comes up with it, centering a pass. Nobody home. Puck comes back to the neutral zone. Wilson will play it forward up to Suzuki. Incentive to score in my hockey game. What? Just because the Oilers like to try and sit on a lead? What does that mean? What are you talking about? Here's Tom Wilson trying to play the puck forward. It goes off of a leg, and Switzerland again on the forecheck. Here's Sanheim for the Canadians. Plays it up the left wing. Battling for it is Suzuki. He does get the puck out of trouble, and Wilson will chase after it now. Against Kukin. Switzerland, they'll reset behind their net. Puck sent towards Logan Thompson, who's had to come up huge for Canada. Here's a shot. Well, Thompson gave the puck away. Quick shot by the Swiss. Thompson had to make sure that he covered that one up. Good save with his pad, and it drops in front of him. So we'll have a commercial break. Skinner for Pittsburgh has found his game, has he? I don't know, dude. Stu Skinner hasn't had a great... Stu Skinner had an 8-game run with Pittsburgh, but he has not had a great time with the Penguins. He's had an .890 save percentage. And his 3 of his last 5 starts have not been great. Not that I want to open up this can of worms, and I'm not trying to, single anyone out here. But this is Stu Skinner's last 5 games. An .870, a .947, a .938, a .750, and then a .783. So I think Stu's been better than Jari has since the trade. I'm not arguing that. It's very obvious that Stu has been better than Jari since the trade. Jari also makes about two times the amount of money, 2.5 times more the money. So that's a problem for Edmonton if Jari can't get his game going here. I do agree with that. Is Morrissey still hurt? Yes, Morrissey is still hurt. Did not dress for the Canadians today. Sanheim is in the lineup. What? I wasn't doing that, SJL. I wasn't shitting on Skinner. I was just addressing one of the comments that I saw. That's all. Oh no, the fans are doing the wave. Just kidding. I like the wave now. I'm embracing the wave. Those of you that saw my post-game fan reaction, was it against San Jose, I think? Oilers fans did the wave. They came back and won that game. So you know what? We're embracing the wave here. We're having some fun. I do like Connor Ingram a lot. I hope they kind of ride Connor Ingram a little bit after the break. Here's Switzerland now off the draw. Kukan Siegenthaler with a shot, and that's stopped by Logan Thompson. The 21st shot on net for Team Switzerland. McDavid can pack Thompson McDavid can pack Thompson in his bag. John Cooper, he can pack him in his bag. He can bring Macklin Celebrini with him. Ignore the salary cap and the implications that would have on the rest of the league if anyone tried to do that, but let's do it. I say McDavid does it. McDavid can do anything. Why would we stop him from packing the players and coaches that he wants to bring back with him? How many points for McDavid? He has 2 points today. He scored a power play goal, and then he got an assist on Thomas Harley's goal. Winter returns next. Yeah, it's supposed to be cold next week. I'm enjoying this nice, warm, sunny weather while I can because I'm referring to it as false spring, right? The weather's been so nice lately where I live. +8, +9, almost +10 the last few days, sunny. It's like, oh, spring's here. No, we're getting another blast of winter, and it's not going to be very fun. He's here, trying to keep the puck alive. Puck comes to the front of the net. Puck is sent down the ice by McDavid. Celebrini's going to chase after it now against Moser. Celebrini against Moser. And, oh, man, Celebrini's going to go to the box here. That's going to be a power play for Switzerland. Celebrini was a little too aggressive. He was grabbing onto Moser, and then when he fell, he reached his stick out and he tripped him. That is a penalty for sure. Celebrini's going to think about what he did in the penalty box for the next, hopefully, the full 2 minutes. What's Celebrini doing, man? You know what? I forgive Celebrini. Listen, Celebrini can do no wrong, all right? Leave the kid alone. This official clearly has something against Celebrini. I know it. I can't prove it, but I know it, you know? I wish the best for Stuart Skinner, and I hope he's treated with love everywhere he goes. The fans that treated Stu like crap and actually like sent him and his family like messages and stuff, like that's outrageous. That's stupid. I would never encourage that ever. That is just awful. My criticisms of Stu were just his on ice play, but even I may have been a little bit too intense about that too. So I hope Stu does very well with Pittsburgh. And if he wins the cup with the Penguins, I hope it doesn't come at the expense of Edmonton. Because if Stu hoisted the cup against the Edmonton Oilers, I would probably never watch hockey again. Here's Switzerland with a shot on goal. Rebound. Good save by Thompson. Another chance. Thompson with 3 good stops. Wow. Great stops for Logan Thompson, who has come into this game. And he said, you know what? I know Binnington played good, but I can play good too. And here's Mark Stone with a breakaway. Here's Stone, walks in, shoots, and a good stop by Schmid on Mark Stone. And wow, this game has suddenly just opened up tons of chances. Here's Nico Hischier. He's checked off the puck. Yo, what's going on, Fleecy? Good to see you, my friend. See Niederreiter battling against Doughty. Doughty's going to come up with this puck. He's going to look for a high flip, and he will send it down. Marner is going to be the first one on that. Here's Mitch Marner. Nice feed to Crosby earlier this period, connecting on a goal. Mitch Marner has been a pretty good playmaker at the Olympics so far. A Stu Ingram tandem would have been nice. I agree with that. 100% I agree with that. Hey, Dima, how you doing? Good to see you. Centering attempt by Switzerland. Here's Andrighetto now. He'll play it down low. Andrighetto. Kukan. Meyer. Andrighetto with a one-timer blocked in front. Puck is still loose. Switzerland will come up with it. Switzerland looking to get on the board here. Shot towards the net. That goes wide. Andrighetto holding on with another shot, and that goes wide. And Celebrini's going to chase after this one. Celebrini with a ton of speed. He'll get in on Siegenthaler. Puck is loose. Here's McDavid. Walks in. Backhand. Rebound in front. McKinnon will score. Nathan McKinnon puts in the rebound as this top line for Canada once again. And they've made this a 4-goal game, and that basically that puts the game away. Switzerland had a chance to get within 2. Canada makes the kill. Nathan McKinnon scores the goal. Nice job for Celebrini in on the forecheck. Helps create a turnover. McDavid walks in. He's stopped by Schmid, but Nathan McKinnon, he gets in on it. Rebound came loose. Nice job by McKinnon, too. He didn't try and rush that shot. He took that extra half second to make sure that he corralled it, and then he put it into the open net. And Connor McDavid with the assist on that one as well. That is another 3-point game for Connor McDavid. He now has 6 points in the tournament. Unbelievable. What's going on, Christy? Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. I agree, SJL. This is such a breath of fresh air, man. Compared to Oilers hockey, holy smokes. 1 point per period. Oh my God, that's what he's averaging. He's really found a way to elevate his game here. Oh no need to apologize, Dima. You're all good. We'll have to see. You never know. I still think Canada's biggest competition would be the Americans if they meet, right? The path to how those two teams meet will have to be sometime in the medal round, right? Quarterfinals, potentially semifinals. They may not meet at all, right? Just depending how things play out. Oops. Kept the clock going there. 6:42 to play as we'll head to a commercial break. And by we, I mean the game is going to commercial. I am not going anywhere. I am hanging out with all of you. I'm going to give the Swiss credit, man. They've had tons of chances. Logan Thompson has been a pretty big difference maker here. The score, I don't think, is reflective of the chances that both teams have had. I don't think Canada has played at a 5-1, like they dominated type of hockey game. Switzerland has played a strong game here. Compared to, listen, Canucks fans. I bet Canucks fans are having much more fun right now than even Oilers fans are. Let's just say that. Assuming they cheer for Team Canada. Yeah, that McDavid line, man, with McKinnon, Celebrini, and McDavid, that is just, how are you going to stop that line? I agree. Schmid has made some great saves for Switzerland. I did see. I mean, David's played a couple big hits in this tournament already. That's wild. Stu had a .930 save percentage in the Penguins. Like I said, he had a really good stretch with Pittsburgh. There was like a 10-game stretch where, yeah, he was unbelievable. Just the last couple games for Stu, he struggled a bit. But again, that's Stu, right? He has his ups and downs. I agree. Stu with Ingram probably would have been a better play than Jari with Ingram, personally, especially when it comes to the salary cap. Canada-USA final, it could happen. And that would be peak if it did. A little Four Nations rematch. Can we get all of them in Oilers? This is so much fun to watch. Stress-free, well, so far. I'm sure there's going to be some stress at some point. It is the Olympics after all. Love to see McDavid smiling on the bench. Love to see when Connor's smiling. Am I shocked Canada only has 10 goals in 2 games? Well, no, because Czechia is a good team. Switzerland always has good goaltending. Like, I'm not shocked at all. And in 2026, like, this is not 1986 anymore. It's not 1998 where, a lot of countries, they're catching up in terms of their hockey development programs, and the skill of hockey players nowadays is just unbelievable. So I'm not surprised that, they've only scored 10 goals. But, historically, Canada has really beat up on other teams. But not blowing out Czechia more than 5 goals is not surprising. Not blowing out Switzerland by more than 4 goals is not surprising. Yeah, Italy has been grinding away, huh? The fact, Italy has 4 goals in the tournament. I didn't think they were going to score 4 goals the entire tournament, let alone in their first 2 games. Good for them. Good for them. Good for their fans. They're more competitive than anyone, I think, thought. And that's good for hockey. It's good for the fans. It's good for the game. Italy has 0 NHLers, by the way, which is even more wild to think about. But I think Gavin McKenna is good. I think he's great. And I think he's still going to be the number 1 pick in June. I agree. They absolutely should have given Ingram a look beforehand. Oh, but the salary, could they have made it work? Yeah, they could have. They could have put Calvin Pickard on waivers way earlier than they chose to. If they had put Pickard on waivers earlier and called Ingram up and then ran Ingram with Stu, I would have liked that a lot more personally. Oilers get blown out by Italy. Then we wake up to reality and weep. Yeah, no kidding, hey? Oh, they do. Switzerland, they have Niederreiter, they have Meyer, Siegenthaler, Yossi. Switzerland does have good NHL players. McDavid's 6 points in 2 games. Yeah, McDavid's killing it right now. Ho-hum. Another game. Another 3 points for McMagic. Connor McWow. Connor McJesus. Connor McMagic. What other mix can we get? What is my favorite food? Oh, boy. I'm a big pasta guy. I love pasta, dude. Can't eat pasta every day. Otherwise, I'd get just incredibly fat like Franklin. Poor Frank. Poor Frank the Tank. He's catching strays, right? He's not even in the room and he's catching strays. It sounds like Atlanta might get another team soon. I don't know if that's a good idea. They've had 2 NHL teams that have folded or have moved already in their history. I don't know if giving them a third opportunity is the way to go, but here's Niederreiter into the middle. Switzerland towards the goal. Easy stop for Thompson. Here's Mitch Marner now. 1-on-2. Marner holds it, looking for a lane. He tries to find Crosby, kind of hanging out in the slot area, but here's Roman Josi on the forecheck with a backhand that goes way wide. Looking like Cody Ceci with that shot. Nah, I'm just kidding. Cody Ceci fans are catching strays here too. I'm sorry, Cody Ceci. Cannot disrespect Game 7 Cody Ceci like that. Here's a shot towards the Canadian goal. That's blocked in front. And that's going to be flipped high and out of the zone. And puck bounces around at the Swiss blue line. It's called insulation, not fat. I would love to see an NHL team in Saskatchewan, man. That would be just the most passionate, loud fan base imaginable. But I imagine due to TV deals, and here's Canada getting back on the forecheck. McDavid's knocked down. Sorry, I'll get back on the NHL and Saskatchewan thought in a second. Shea Theodore, puck at the point. Here's Sanheim now. He'll walk it in behind the Swiss goal. He's checked off the puck. And the puck will be played up the left wing. Kurashev, Turkov, back to the point to Kukin. Kukin up the middle with a backhand into the Canadian zone. Drew Doughty off the right boards. Brandon Hagel can't quite come up with full possession here, and Switzerland trying to bring it back into the Canadian zone with 3:38 to go. Do I think Toronto could support another NHL team? Yeah, I think there's enough of population where they definitely could. You know how many current Leafs fans would probably just cheer for another Ontario team, another team in the Toronto area, just to get away from the Leafs? And that's not hyperbole. Like, I guarantee there's a lot of Leafs fans that would defect to another Toronto team, just to the mental side of, I don't want to cheer for the Leafs right now. They're still Leafs fans. I'm not saying that they wouldn't cheer for Toronto anymore, but I do think that if there was another team in the Toronto region, yeah. I would love another team in Quebec. And what happened here? Uh-oh. There's an injury. Injury to Switzerland. Not sure what happened. They're saying Tom Wilson got tied up here. Uh-oh. His leg. Fiala's leg's all fucked. Apologies for my language, but it's very clear Fiala's left leg is not in a good state right now. Whether it's his knee or his leg, they're calling for the stretcher. You do not like to see that. At all. I don't know if they're going to show the replay. I don't know if I want to see the replay, to be honest. I hate seeing injuries. Kevin Fiala's hurt for Switzerland. It's his left leg. They're bringing the stretcher out for him. Yeah, hopefully they don't. I don't want to see the replay personally. But yeah, they're stretching Fiala off the ice. It's not like a spinal cord injury. He's not knocked unconscious. His left leg is clearly very injured. So that seems to be the problem. They're trying to figure out how to flip him, I think, to get on the stretcher. Oh, geez, that's brutal. That's not good. I hope he's okay. That's rough. Fans are yelling things. I don't know what the crowd's yelling. I don't know if that's coming from the bench or what, but they're not even trying to flip Fiala here. They're just getting him on. Are they just going to lift him up like this? That's brutal. Only 250 remaining left in the game too. Like that's brutal. There's no fighting allowed, Funfish. If you fight, you're kicked out of the tournament. His leg got all tangled. Oh man, that sucks. Just the way he got tangled with Tom Wilson. There wasn't like it wasn't a malicious hit by Wilson, but that Wilson's right leg got tangled up with Fiala's left leg, and then Fiala went down awkwardly into the boards. Wilson tried to throw a hit, and their legs kind of got tangled. Fiala went down, and brutal. So Fiala's being stretchered off here, a clear left leg and or left knee injury. I'm not going to speculate on exactly what type of injury that could be, but obviously it's not good because he couldn't even flip over on his stomach or flip over on his back to properly be stretched. They literally have they've stretchered him off. He's like laying on his stomach. They laid him on his stomach on the stretcher. He couldn't flip over on his back to be properly stretchered off. That is brutal. Fiala plays for the Kings. He's one of their top forwards as well. So that also has implications on the Los Angeles Kings playoff hopes as well. I hate seeing that, man. I hate seeing that stuff. I hate injuries in general. Doesn't matter who guys play for, what their roles are. I just hate seeing it. Hey, sounds good, Katma. Have a great rest of your day and or evening. Appreciate it. All right. They're going to continue here with 2:45 to play. Puck is shot out of play now. And at the end of the day now, the game doesn't matter for Switzerland. I think everyone just wants to make sure that everyone else remains healthy by the end of this one. Still a lot of hockey to play. One more game left for each team in the preliminary round. And then, of course, you'll get into the elimination round on Monday, starting on Monday. Brutal. Hopefully Fiala is going to be okay. Hopefully it's not as serious as that looked, but the fact that he didn't even want to roll over. Here's a backhand on net by Bennett. The fact that Fiala didn't even want to try and roll on his back to get stretchered off makes me think that he just could not. He was scared to move that leg. Here's a centering pass in front to Seth Jarvis, and you can tell Switzerland's kind of just standing around here. Canada in on the forecheck. Like I said, goal differential does matter in this tournament. So if you're Canada, it's like, do you let off the gas a little bit here? Probably. That's true, Tobias. That's true. Heart goes out to everyone that's been affected by that tragedy in British Columbia as well. I haven't put out an official statement on that, but heart goes out to everyone. That's just very, very sad. 1:36 remaining left in the third period. Switzerland getting the puck in deep into the Canadian zone. Puck brought to the blue line. Centering attempt. Here's Switzerland. Shot on goal. Blocked in front. Another play to the front of the Canadian net. Hagel will grab that one, and he'll give it to Nick Suzuki. Suzuki turns away from trouble. Spins it back into his own zone. Gives it to Thomas Harley. They might. It's tough. Wilson would probably answer the bell if he was asked to, even though I don't think he did anything wrong. Personally, I think it was just an unlucky play. But the odds of a fight in the National Hockey League are much higher than IIHF, obviously. Here's Bo Horvat now trying to get by Yossi. Horvat on the forecheck into the middle. Shot by Bennett. That's stopped by Schmid. 39th shot on goal for Canada. Another shot from the point for the Canadians goes just wide. 36 seconds to go here in the third period. Yeah, absolutely, Liam. That's all good, man. Puck in the middle of the ice. Here's Sam Bennett to Seth Jarvis. Jarvis, of course, getting to play a little bit more today with Brad Marchand not in the lineup. 12 seconds left. Canada is going to improve to 2-0 in the tournament. Switzerland will go down to 1-0-1, I think is how the rankings work. They have one win, no overtime wins, and then one regulation loss, I think is how the standings work. Something like that. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Good game for Team Canada. Sucks what happened to Kevin Fiala. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's not as serious as that looked. Canada with the big win. They're 2-0 in their division now. That'll go a long way in making sure that they finish tops of their division and get a bye to the quarterfinals. They just have to beat France on Sunday in any capacity, whether it's overtime, shootout, or regulation, and then they will guarantee themselves a bye to the quarterfinals. Great game for Canada. GG Switzerland. They put up a pretty good fight. Switzerland played pretty good. Logan Thompson had to be sharp for Canada, as I didn't think the Canadians were as sharp defensively as they maybe should have been. But we'll see you guys soon. I'll have the post-game fan reaction up in the next hour or two. We'll see when that gets uploaded. And then, of course, tomorrow, we'll do a day after discussion. And then Sunday morning, another live stream. Another live stream on Sunday for Canada against France. I can't wait to see you all there. We'll see you soon. Thank you for your love and support. As always, you're the best fans on the planet. Let's go, Canada. We'll see you soon. I'll see you in a couple hours with the post-game fan reaction, folks.